integral to the deck. I mean, I guess we could also tutor up a Dark Confidant or the Adrana, depending on what's going on. You could recruit Hangerback late game and just put a whole bunch into it. You know, if we stall out. I hope not. Hope not. Hope you guys are liking the music. This playlist you're listening to, guys, I custom built for the stream. It's a culmination of various TV shows or animes that I like, plus bands and video game music. So it should feel right at home on Twitch, I feel like. Let's be honest, we're all kind of nerdy. I mean, you're on a Twitch stream. Not that I'm trying to point the finger, I am one too. But definitely I feel like this definitely jives with you guys. So you might not like every song, I realize that, but there's probably going to be at least one song you hear if you stay here for at least a good 10-20 minutes that you'll like, so. And don't, you know, if a song really doesn't jive with you, don't hesitate to be like, Spawn, why don't you skip the song, you know? It doesn't bother me. I'm doing this for me, but also for you guys. It's kind of a give and take, so. That's why it's so much fun to draft with you guys. You guys see cards, picks, and plays that I necessarily wouldn't see. I feel like, you know, streaming has definitely improved my gameplay despite our mistake earlier with the bombardment. It's the first time I've ever used it on Moto, I swear. Our red deck's common in the Swiss. I feel like people are trying to have a little more, like, brew-friendly stuff going on in Swiss, you would think, but I don't know, Justin. I've seen people be pretty competitive in Swiss. Like, our first round, last draft, there was a guy who ghosted, so there are some people who are very competitive in the Swiss, despite it supposedly being more laid back. My displayed record is off. Oh yeah, we did win. Right, so now we're what? We are 3-2. Maybe we'll go 4-2 if we win this next one. Red decks are common everywhere. Red is by far... Right, so that makes me feel great about playing this because we're taking some of the pieces from the red deck, yet we're not the red deck ourselves. It's like we're kind of... If there is another person forcing red at the table, like, we're going to take some of the components that would go in that deck, the Hell Rider, the Fodder, some of the sideboard burn that I have. So we're kind of taking a little fire away from that strategy, but plugging it into a very viable deck ourselves. So... Ben says, how did you know they were ghosting? Ben, he was in the chat. He also, in chat, said some things like, nice stream, yada yada. A lot of terrible things, actually, he said. Why don't you skip the pawn? En passant. We're not playing chess. Rock, thanks for the follow, Ugly. I'm special. We're not playing chess here. Saw a lot of red cards. Caleb says the dude admitted. Yeah, he admitted he was ghosting. He wasn't very nice about it, but, you know. It's fine if he wants to make himself look like that in front of everybody in the stream. Anyway. Right, that's true, Grey Alchemist. We did see a lot of red wheeling. I mean, if there was another red player at the table, they probably would have taken the Hell Rider. I don't really like playing the mono-red deck at all, so this is kind of as red as I'll probably ever go on stream. So this is exciting. You get to see me in a color I don't normally draft, for sure. Spawn, do you still play Doomfins? Yes, I do, Stranger Ranger. You want to talk about Doomfins while I wait for these guys to finish up their really, really long matchup? One of them's definitely Control. It's obvious. The match has gone on too long! Too long has it gone. Doomfins, absolutely, man. The deck takes balls to play. You run Dark Confidant, the same 75 as Emrakul. It takes balls, but it's sweet. It is super sweet. So, game 1 plan is to Tin Fins them. Game 2 and 3, maybe you Doomsday them, and depending on the matchup. Obviously, you probably don't want to Doomsday a burn player, but there's not as much of that in Legacy these days going on, so... If you guys don't understand what Tin Fins is, don't hesitate to ask. You will not look like an idiot. This is kind of not necessarily played that much. It's not actually that common in Legacy, so if you don't know what this deck is, please ask. I'm always happy to explain how it works. What's up, JC? So, you know, this list is near and dear to me. I've been playing it in paper for a long time. This isn't the exact 75 I play in paper. Obviously, I'm not playing the Dark Confidants in paper, but they feel right at home in the sideboard of this guy. It's pretty robust. You're pretty guaranteed a Dark Confidant game 2 or 3 should you do the transformable sideboard. Absolutely, Burton. So first of all, if you don't want to hear it from me, you can hear it from these guys. This is off the source. What is Tin Fins exactly? I'm also happy to explain it to you myself. But if you want to do the research yourself, here's the deck. You can watch a little video on it. So Tin Fins is a reference to the adult, or what was on Adult Swim, but it's C-Lab 2021. So Grizzlebrand equals, it sounds kind of like Grizzlebees. The guy who invented the deck thought it sounded like Grizzlebees. So Grizzlebees, of course, was the Australian restaurant referenced in the episode of C-Lab 2021, Tin Fins. Yeah, so it's a reference to Grizzlebees out of an episode of C-Lab named Tin Fins. We could watch it, but it's better just to do the breakdown. So it's a Reanimator Storm hybrid. Basically what we're doing is you can either just punch them in the face with Emrakul plus Grizzlebrand. If you do the math, that's 7 plus 15. That's 22 damage in the air, plus Annihilator triggers, plus life gain, plus all sorts of nonsense. Or you loop the deck with drawing 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 from Grizzlebrand, and then when you run out of life points, you Children of Corliss. Children of Corliss reads sacrifice, gain life equal to the life you've lost so far this turn. So basically you draw 14 with Grizzle, play Children, sacrifice Children, draw another 14, play Children again. It's cumulative. This time we could draw 7 times 4, so we could draw 28 the second time. And you can just draw the whole deck. You actually, at that point, use Emrakul as a shuffle, and you shuffle the deck until you have enough Dark Rituals and Lotus Petals and, Chrome Mox, until you have enough Storm and mana to cast your one of Tendrils. Some games, it's actually awkward because the Tendrils is in the bottom piece of the deck, so it's hard to get to. Ruku Swap, thanks for the follow. Yeah, this is definitely a legacy deck. I wouldn't recommend playing this in Vintage. There's a lot of mental missteps around. I wouldn't play Entomb in Vintage, really. I just don't really like Reanimator strategies in Vintage because there's Dredge being played, so a lot of people have Leyline of the Void in the sideboard. You've got a lot of people running Mental Misstep main for countering things like Ancestral, etc. So, yeah. You saw the Bufu running Goryo and Grizz. Well, that may have been a modern deck, Ben. I don't know what he's playing. This is a legacy deck. If these guys take much longer, I could try to jam a game in the practice room. It really is a quick deck. It's aiming to win turn 1 with a Dark Ritual or Lotus Petal, combination of Chrome Mox, Petal. And the lists vary. This is a list that's built for Doomsday. You can build lists that run more Chrome Mox and are trying to be more explosive. My version's more resilient. It runs the full suite. I'm running the full suite of Brainstorm and Ponder. So it's different. Burn Cheaty Face! All the cheats going on today. Welcome to the Aim Special. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Oh, pillows. No way. No way. I apologize in advance for the next song coming up. I'm not changing it. It's a mashup. It's not that bad. You played Black-Green Legacy Lands? Oh yeah, Zephoid, kind of like a Dark Depths build. Nice. Alright, let's go back to the freeform. I'll screenshot this for you guys if you want to play it, though, if you have the cards to do so. I don't know if you should invest in it. I'm not sure how it's shaped in the new metagame of Legacy. Obviously, if you played a local game store, don't just pick up a deck. Like, think about metagame. Like, if you're going to play this deck at a local game store and everybody's running Rest in Peace, don't play it there. Obviously, we are no longer reliant on the graveyard post board. If you're playing against Surgicals, though, this deck gets very bad. Surgical messes up Doomsday. Even though the Doomsday isn't based off of the graveyard, a Surgical will make them shuffle your library. Surgical does shuffle my library, so when they use it on you. So basically, unfortunately, the Surgical is still very good against us, even if you board out of the Grizzlebrand Reanimator. That's something to think about. So if your metagame is full of things like Surgical, I wouldn't recommend it. If it's mostly Rest in Peace, you're fine. You can get there with the Doomsdays, because most of the time the Rest in Peace decks will fold to the Doomsday Shelldock or a Doomsday Tendrils. But anyway, let's get back to the cube. That's what you guys are here for. Happy playing Legacy for you guys, though, and talking Legacy, but pretty sure you guys are here for cube today. So this is Aristocrats. We did it. What's the next deck we're going to build? Let's look at the, if you guys want to vote, some of you guys may have just gotten here, I'll give you the link. So the other decks to vote for: Depths, Birthing Pod, Opposition, we haven't done yet today. We already built a Dirtily Control, and we just built Aristocrats, so I'm looking to build maybe one of those other 3 decks. Let's look at the results. So next is probably Birthing Pod, some sort of ETB or leaving the battlefield effects is next, followed by Depths, followed by Opposition, unless there's a big change in the votes. Feel free to vote for Aristocrats, even though we're already playing it. I mean, it's nice seeing some love for the archetype. Depths isn't good without Loam. Since Captcha. They've added that pretty relatively recently, Besimgast. I also had to turn it on because there was a guy who was like putting 200 votes at a time or something earlier on in the stream. Somebody was trolling us. Like I said, we were seeing all the cheats today. Cheaty Face, we saw somebody cheat in our first round, or first deck round. And then somebody cheated on the straw poll. Like, why are you going to cheat on a straw poll? Isn't that weird? What's that, Tool Freebird? What joke? I don't know if I follow. I come from a very punny family. I apologize. Like, it actually isn't on purpose. It's my dad's fault. Love him. That's his type of humor. So sometimes, and I spent a lot of time with my dad as a kid. So basically, like, I will say something that is a pun, but not realize it and not do it on purpose. It's just how my brain formulates sentences. So, yeah. Google the Aristocrats joke? Sure. You guys call me on it sometimes. I really am not trying to be as punny as I am. Some people eat it up, though, I guess. Is this actually funny?
Here comes Gilbert, and he just went for broke. It was, it was unbelievable.
Do Black-White Aristocrats? Bramaz Aristocrats?
Trying to get a direct flight to Los Angeles.
He was nervous because his plane had a connection on the way home at the Empire State Building. Like,
not on stream, stop.
Crowd turned.
Okay. I don't know if it's a dirty joke or not. That's why I'm asking you guys. Understand, give you up, never gonna desert you, never gonna hurt you. If you don't know what the Aristocrat is, shouldn't show out, just a heads up. Foxpox says it's a super dirty joke. Oh, okay, well, thanks for saving me then, Ben, by the way. I get knocked down. We haven't cast Ob Nixilis yet, have we? I don't think so. Maybe once. I get knocked down. The dirtiest joke in existence? You're never gonna get me down. Oh, by the way, when you guys donate, it should be working. If and when you guys donate to the birthday fund, my birthday's coming up next week. Well, we'll get there. I have a thing set in place. I do a really silly dance, even if it's just $1. And some people just like the dance. Like Dan Bopes the other day was in here, and he was like, he donated. He's like, I just want to see the dance again. So some people find it hilarious, and they always say it was worth every penny when they donate, even just $1 to the stream. So, and it all goes to tickets. I actually don't pocket it. I keep the finances separate from my personal bank account with the stream. The stream is a PayPal account. So basically, all the tickets and points you see here, or various other cards we needed for decks such as Force of Will, Misdirection, etc., some of the more expensive cards we play with here on the Abrams Special, that's actually been supplied by you guys. This Scalding Tarn was donated. This Tropical Island's borrowed. So you guys, without you guys, we really wouldn't be in business. I wouldn't be streaming Vintage or Legacy. So, really appreciate it. These Misties are borrowed, for example. I could go on, but rather not. Desert you. 5-minute bit involving... Oh, that's terrible, Roadside Armchair. Thank you for clearing that up for me. I am glad we didn't watch it. I try to keep this stream relatively clean. I know some of you